So you can see, let me turn the volume up here, let's see if we can get some audio. There we go. I am flying my plane around. And today, if I were playing this game with Windows Phone 7, if I wanted to make a phone call or send a text, if I navigate away from the game, we essentially put it into a deep hibernation, which takes a few seconds to resume. So I'm going to do the same thing now. Let's assume I wanted to make a phone call. I press the start button, I'll navigate around, I'll do my thing, make my phone call, now I want to go back to the game. We have a convenient back button. Today, if I were to do that on Windows Phone 7, for third-party apps, it might take 4 seconds. For a game, sometimes a little longer, maybe even up to as much as 10 seconds. But with multitasking, the user gets an instant return to the game. So here I go. I'm going to push the back button. Back. There's our animation. Boom. We're in the game, and it pauses for me, so I can press the continue button. Very, very fast. Effectively instant. So I'm going to do it again. I'll press start. We navigate away. I can go do something else on the phone. I can run other apps, whatever I want. When I push back to come back to that app, voila. I can press continue, and I'm flying my plane. So that's the first scenario, making it really, really fast and easy. I should fly there to come back to apps. Now second, because we have that, it suddenly becomes a lot more interesting for users to have a mechanism to switch between apps they've been running recently. So we're adding a new user interface element later this year, which lets people have a task switching view from their back button. You can press back to go to apps you've been running, or you can press and hold back, which is what I just did, and we'll present a view of all the applications that you've been running recently. So you can see here, we set the phone up before the demo. I ran email, I ran Fruit Ninja, I ran Groupon on the phone. And I want to give you an example now. When you put these things together, I can switch between games incredibly fast. So I'm going to choose Fruit Ninja. I'm live, I'll unpause the game, and here I am killing fruit. See how I'll do that? Now let's go back to our Rise to Glory. Press and hold back. Navigate over to Rise to Glory. And now I'm flying my plane. So for those teenagers with really long attention spans who want to try playing 2 games at a time, it will now be possible with fast task switching and our new task switching menu. Okay. I have one more multitasking scenario I want to show you, and then I'm going to wrap up this part of the demo. Another really key thing that people have raised as something they'd like to see on Windows Phone 7 that we don't support today is third-party music applications being able to play music as you navigate around the phone. If you use our built-in music application, it works okay, but for third parties, so far, we don't support that. So what I'm going to do is give you a real example of that. I'm going to scroll down here and launch Slacker. Slacker is a free music service that gives me access to a whole bunch of radio stations. So I've launched the Slacker app, and I'm going to touch today's hits to start playing streaming radio stations. There we go. And now I'm playing the song 100 Pianos by July for King. Today on Windows Phone 7, with a third-party app, if I navigate away from the app, the music will stop. Not so anymore with this multitasking support. If I press and hold the back button, you'll see again the Slacker application moves into the task view. I can pan over and pick another app. In this case, I'll choose my email. So now here I am running email, and the music is still playing uninterrupted, just as the user would expect. If I want to go back to the Slacker app, if I want to change to a different radio station or something, I can hit the back button to go right back to where I just came from, and now I can navigate around and do something with Slacker. This scenario keeps working. Lots of different interactions. If I press the start button, of course, as you would expect, music continues to run. And we've tried to make sure the user experience stays really simple and predictable for people. So if you want to turn the volume down, the system volume controls work. And right there you can see the track and artist is shown. I can skip forward, I can skip back, or, as is appropriate in this demo situation, I can just hit the pause button to stop that music in a way that's very consistent between our built-in experience and third-party apps. So all of these features that I've described will be coming in a free update in 2011 for all Windows Phone 7 users. And before I leave the stage, there's one more thing I want to describe. You heard me talk about how we've worked with the development team, the DevTools team to build third-party app multitasking, and how we've worked with the IE team to deliver IE9 with its full hardware acceleration, how we worked with the Office team to put SkyDrive support in, but I haven't, or Steve hasn't, we haven't talked about Xbox and how we're going to evolve our gaming experience in some way. What you've heard today is just some of the features, not the whole story, just some of the features that we'll have later this year. But there's one more that's pretty cool, and we wanted to give you a sneak peek. As I'm sure all of you know, the Kinect was the hottest selling consumer electronics item this holiday, and a lot of people have said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you could do an interactive gaming experience between the Kinect and the Windows Phone? Well, the Xbox team and our team has worked on this problem. We're going to show you a video now of real code. It looks like it's a mocked-up prototype, but this is real code. Look closely. That gives a technology preview of Windows Phone working as a companion to Kinect to give really a completely different gaming experience than you've seen anywhere. And with that, I'm going to leave the stage. Let me introduce you to the Xbox Live Kinect Windows Phone companion. Let's run the video. Take a look.
Thanks, Joe. Increasingly, consumers, developers, and mobile operators won't just pick a phone. They're really choosing a platform. Today, we're working hard and have worked successfully with OEM partners like Samsung, LG, Dell, HTC, who we've worked with now for about 14 years, and many others, to deliver incredible phone experiences to customers. These partners are critical for us and for the end consumer, and they've been such a big part of the success we've had with Windows phones so far. Mobile operator partners like AT&T, Deutsche Telekom, T-Mobile, Orange, Telefonica, O2, Vodafone, and 50 others around the globe have brought Windows Phone products to market. We're working to be sure that the mobile operator can add value over and above connectivity and distribution and customer service. Windows Phone will continue to be the best place for mobile operators to add value. And there's certainly a lot of things that we're hearing from the operators in the GSMA community in that regard. We've created relationships with software developers and service developers. We built, as I said, on the Visual Studio Foundation to jumpstart the process, to make it easier for developers to build with the tools they already know. We saw more applications on day one for Windows Phone than any other new phone introduced at the time. Still a lot of work to do. But today, just 4 months after Windows Phone first shipped, consumers can choose from over 8,000 applications in the marketplace, and it's rising at a very, very rapid rate. Over 30,000 developers have registered in our marketplace, and we've had over 1 million software developers download our Visual Studio Toolkit for the Windows Phone. All of which I think bears promise for the range of interesting things that you'll see on the phone, not counting what we'll start to see for HTML5 sites that use the kind of technology that Joe showed you at such high performance inside Internet Explorer for Windows Phone. We're off to a strong start. We know we've got a lot of work to do. And the Windows Phone platform, like any other healthy platform, will only thrive with scale and with variety. As Windows Phones evolve, we're going to work with our partners to bring their innovations, their best innovations, more rapidly into our platform, while also working to ensure that their innovation doesn't lead to the kind of fragmentation for developers that other platforms in the phone arena are currently experiencing. That's going to allow more phone designs at a broader range of price points and more exciting new applications and experiences for Windows Phone customers than we can imagine. On Friday, we announced a very important new partnership with Nokia. In this partnership, Microsoft is providing our powerful Windows Phone platform and our back-end services, many of which we had a chance to show you today. Nokia has incredible capabilities that are well known to everybody in the audience, whether it's industrial design, deep expertise in key areas like camera and sensor technology, broad, very efficient supply chain capabilities. We're sure from that base that Nokia is going to be able and will deliver absolutely phenomenal Nokia Windows phones. Additionally, the maps and location-based technology that Nokia has built will now be used broadly in Bing, not just on Nokia Windows phones, not just on Nokia Windows phones and all other Windows phones, but will be used in our Bing services broadly across all of the target platforms, PC, phone, TV, wherever Bing goes in the future. Nokia's involvement with Windows Phone will drive volume, will create new innovations and new products, and will accelerate the adoption of the Windows Phone platform. I think that the additional energy that comes with this Nokia announcement to Windows Phones will help consumers get new hardware, fresh choices, and amazing services. I wanted to invite today up on stage with me Stephen Elop, the CEO of Nokia, to give you a little bit of his perspective on this important new partnership for both companies. Stephen.